Alright, so let's start with this chapter today, chapter number 6 of class 12, General Principle of Extraction and Metallurgy. Now what all we are going to do in this chapter, we know that whatever is present in the atmosphere, it is present in two types of states. One which is the native state, native ka matlab hota hai, it is free. Like the gases what we have, the inert gases or maybe oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, all these gases they are free in state, right? So they are known to be present in the native state. But there are many elements or there are many metals which cannot be found in the free state. तो उसको हम क्या बुलाते हैं? That is known as the combined state. So today we are just going to do an introduction to this chapter in which we will do different types of elements in which state they are present and also कौन से minerals है from which we can extract the metals and get maximum yield out of them, right? So let's see, we are saying that under the Earth's crust, all the elements or all the metals, they are found as chemical substances. Okay? As of now, there are 118 elements which are known. The last one that was just discovered in December 2016 and it was given a green signal by the Science Forum. Okay? And IUPAC nomenclature has also been assigned to it. So 118 elements में you know that we have already classified the elements into S, P, D and F block, right? So इसपे जो 118 elements में we have one element which is present in the actinoid series which is known as uranium, right? All the elements after uranium they are said to be radioactive in nature and those elements they are said to be transuranic elements, right? So all of them they are, what is the atomic mass of uranium? 92, right? 92 के बाद, 92 is the atomic number not the atomic mass. 92 के बाद जितने भी elements हमारे पास आते हैं 92 to 118 उन सबको हम लोग transuranic elements बुलाते हैं, right? So let's just see कि what is the abundance of elements present. We say that there are only 10 elements which are present in abundance. Rest all are present in traces. Okay? So the first element which is present, that is oxygen. The percentage of oxygen in earth, that is 49.5%. फिर उसके बाद silicon. Silicon is present in sand, it is present in silicates, it is present in glass. So इसकी भी percentage जो है that is quite high, that is 25.7%. ठीक है? Then the third one is aluminium, which is 7.5%. फिर उसके बाद iron, which is 4.7%. फिर उसके बाद आयरन के बाद हमारे पास आता है कैल्शियम which is 3.4%. कैल्शियम के बाद हमारे पास आता है सोडियम. सोडियम is 2.6%. फिर उसके बाद पोटेशियम 2.4%. मैग्नीशियम 1.9% और फिर उसके बाद आता है हाइड्रोजन 0.87% and titanium which is 0.58%. So these are the first 10 elements in order of abundance, right? And apart from these, all the elements they are present, but they all are present in traces. Okay. Now there are certain elements. For example, we are talking of copper. For example, we have copper, we have zinc. Right? These are the metals which are present. Tin and lead. Tin and lead. They may not be present in abundance because you can see the first 10 में इनका नाम कहीं पे भी नहीं आ रहा है. So they might not be present in abundance, but still they have very rich deposits under the Earth's crust in the combined state from which they can be easily extracted. Okay, so this was the first thing. Now, when we are talking of the universe, we say that 90% of the universe is hydrogen. 90% of the universe, that is going to be hydrogen. 9% over here, helium. Okay? 9% is helium. 1% together forms oxygen, carbon and nitrogen. So this is the entire composition of the universe. We are talking not of Earth only. You know that Sun and all, they have and other planets also, they have two gases in abundance. One is hydrogen and the other one is helium. ठीक है? Oxygen वगैरह वहाँ पे वैसे ही present नहीं है because there is no life. Okay? And oxygen is one of the supporter for life. All right. Now, when we are talking of elements, as I just told you that the elements, they are present in two states. One is the native or free state. Now, elements which are present in native state, they should be elements which are not very highly reactive. Their reactivity should be less, right? So, they should not have any affinity for oxygen or water. Okay, so those elements are which ones? Gold, silver and platinum, right? Which are also known as noble metals, right? So we are saying that these elements which do not have any reactivity and they have no affinity for oxygen and water, they exist as free or native in state. Okay, then there are certain forms of carbon also which exist free in state or native in state. For example, diamond, graphite and coal. These are the three allotropes. Coal is the amorphous form and diamond and graphite, they are the crystalline form of carbon which are present native in state. Okay, फिर उसके बाद next हमारे पास क्या आ जाता है? We get the second type of state or second type of elements which are present in a fixed ratio with others, which is known as the combined state, right? So the second elements can also be present in the combined state. Now, in case of combined state, only those elements which are highly chemically reactive, they may be present in the combined state, and also elements which have great affinity for water and oxygen. They may also be present in combined state. Okay? Now, when we are talking of combined state, the elements, they are distributed in the entire earth. So you know what are the parts of the earth. When we are talking of earth, the first part of earth, that is going to be atmosphere. Okay, so in the atmosphere, the major elements which are going to be present is nitrogen, which is 78%. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद oxygen, which is 21%. These gases, they are present in terms of volume. When we are taking the entire volume of the atmosphere, 78% by volume, that is nitrogen, and 21% by volume, that is going to be oxygen. Apart from these, remaining 1% gases जो इसमें बच गए, they may be the noble gases. For example, argon, krypton, xenon. ठीक है? So the noble gases, they can be present. Then even helium and carbon dioxide. So this is the remaining 1% which is present in the atmosphere. The second part of the earth, that is known as hydrosphere. ठीक है? Hydrosphere is the liquid phase of the earth. All the oceans, we already know that 80%, more than 80% of the earth's surface, that is water. Right? So all the rivers, the oceans, sea, everything that comes under the hydrosphere. In case of hydrosphere, sea water, that is going to contain many elements like sodium, magnesium, aluminium, right? chlorine, bromine. So these are the elements which are present in the hydrosphere. Then the third one we have, that is lithosphere. Third we has, it is the lithosphere. Lithosphere is the outermost solid part of the earth. That is what lithosphere is, and it consists of many elements. In fact, most of the elements they are present in lithosphere. Jaise for example, we just done the first 10 elements: oxygen, silicon, then aluminium, calcium, sodium, potassium, magnesium. So they all are present in the same ratio as we had just discussed, the 10 elements which are present in abundance. Okay? Now apart from this, as we did वहाँ पे titanium हमने last किया था 0.4%. Apart from that, we have manganese, which is 0.1%. Then we have hydrogen, which is again 0.1%, and we have phosphorus, 0.1%. And the rest of the elements they are going to be present in very minute traces. ठीक है? अब जब हम लोग यहाँ पे कर रहे हैं तो हम बोलते हैं कि in the lithosphere aluminium, that is the most abundant metal which is present, right? Or aluminium is the most abundant normal element or representative element which is present. ठीक है? Aluminium is going to be the most abundant representative element, and iron, that is the most abundant transition element. Most abundant transition element, right? फिर उसके बाद we have certain elements which are present in all the living organisms. What are these elements which are present in living organisms, right? In the living organisms, there are almost 30 elements present in plants and animals combined together. For example, the maximum amount of oxygen is present in the living organism, which is 65%. फिर उसके बाद carbon 18%, hydrogen 10%. ठीक है? फिर हाइड्रोजन के बाद we have nitrogen which is 3%, and then we have calcium 2.4%, phosphorus 1%. Calcium and phosphorus, they are the major constituents of bones and teeth, right, of animals. And फिर उसके बाद phosphorus के बाद हमारे पास आता है magnesium 0.5. Magnesium, that is a major constituent of chlorophyll. Alright, then we have potassium 0.34, sulfur 0.26. Okay, फिर sulfur के बाद हमारे पास आता है sodium 0.14, chlorine 0.13. Right, and then we have Fe, which is 0.005, and Fe, that is the major component of hemoglobin. Okay, so we have all these elements which are present, और इसके अलावा बाकी भी और बहुत सारे elements जो हैं they are present. In total, we are saying there are 30 elements which are present inside the living organisms. ठीक है? Now, when we are talking of extraction of metals that is done by special kind of combination of chemical substances which are known as ores. Okay, so let's go on to the next topic, occurrence of metals. So जब occurrence of metals हम लोग करते हैं तो we are defining two terms over here. One is minerals and the other one that is ores. Minerals and ores, right? Now the rocks, we are saying what are minerals? Minerals, they are rocks in which metals they are going to be present. Rocks in which metals are going to be present in the combined state, they are known as what? They are known as minerals. And the special kind of minerals from which we can extract metals easily and economically. Both the things have to go hand in hand. So minerals from which we can extract the metals chemically, easily and economically, they are known as ores. Okay, so we say that all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. क्योंकि सारे minerals, जितने भी minerals हैं, one metal may be present in say 10 forms, but we cannot extract the metal from all those 10 forms. Right? There might be 2 or 3 forms from which we can extract the metal easily. Those 2 or 3 forms, they are going to be known as ores. So all ores, they are going to be minerals, but all minerals, they are not going to be ores. ठीक है? जैसे for example, let's take the example of iron over here. Iron के बहुत सारे minerals हैं, जैसे we have hematite. Hematite, which is Fe2O3, ठीक है? Then we have magnetite, which is Fe3O4. फिर उसके बाद we have iron pyrites, which is FeS2, ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास आ गया कॉपर पायराइट्स, copper pyrites, which is CuFeS2, ठीक है? और फिर उसके बाद we have siderite, which is FeCO3. Now these are all minerals of iron, but the ores of iron are only first two, hematite and magnetite, from which we can extract the ores. We can extract the metal. ठीक है? So this is what is the difference between minerals and ores. Similarly, we have minerals of copper. Copper के कौन-कौन से minerals हैं? The first one, that is cuprite. Cuprite is Cu2S, right? फिर cuprite के बाद हमारे पास आता है copper glass. Sorry, cuprite is Cu2O. Then copper glass, which is Cu2S, right? फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास आता है copper pyrites, Cu2FeS2, right? Copper pyrites, Cu2 means CuFeS2. Copper pyrites के बाद we have malachite. Malachite, which has the formula CuCO3 dot CuOH twice. ठीक है? फिर malachite के बाद हमारे पास आता है azurite. Azurite is CuCO3, same formula, but the composition is different. Dot CuOH whole twice, right? Now over here, these are all the minerals of copper, but the ore of copper is copper pyrites. We extract copper from copper pyrite, so this is going to be the ore, right? In a similar manner, we have many minerals for aluminium. Okay, so when we're talking of aluminium, aluminium का जो एक बहुत ही common है bauxite. This is also the ore of aluminium from which aluminium is extracted. The formula is Al2O3.2H2O. ठीक है, फिर उसके बाद we have cryolite. Cryolite is Na3AlF6. Cryolite. Cryolite के बाद we have China clay. China clay has the formula Al2O3 dot, it has silica with it, SiO2.2H2O. So over here, the ore of aluminium, that is going to be bauxite. Okay? So these are a few examples in which we can distinguish between the minerals and the ores. Now ores, they are further classified into the following kinds. Ores are further classified into number 1, native ores. Native ores. What do we understand by native ores? There are certain metals which are present in the free state, as we just discussed, metals like silver, gold, platinum. All those they are said to be native ores, right? So all the metals which are present in free state, for example, gold, silver and platinum, they are said to be present in native state. ठीक है? Even iron for that matter is present in native state, but it has a few, you can say, impurities which are known as meteorites. Right? These meteorites, they consist of 20 to 30% of nickel. to 30% of nickel. The second type of ores which we have, they are known as sulfurized and arsenide ores. Sulfurized and arsenide ores. Now these ores, they are present in the form of sulfide ores, right? Arsenical या arsenial, whatever you want to call it. These are in the form of arsenic and these are in the form of sulfides. Examples which we can do over here is PBS, which is known as what? Galena. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद ZNS, which is known as zinc blende. ठीक है? फिर उसके बाद we have HGS, which is known as Cinnabar. फिर HGS के बाद we have Ag2S, which is known as silver grants. ठीक है? And then we have NiAs, nickel arsenide, which is known as Cupter nickel. Cupter nickel. ठीक है? And we have copper pyrites. Now why are we classifying these ores? Because when we will do the metallurgy, we will see that different types of ores, they are extracted by different methods. For example, sulfide ores, they will be extracted by a method which is known as froth flotation method, right? So magnetic जो होंगे, all those which have iron in them, they are separated by magnetic separation. So it is therefore important to categorize all the ores on the basis of the anion which is present in them. ठीक है? ताकि आगे जो हमारी study है, that becomes easier. फिर this third type of ores we have, they are halide ores. The third type of ores we have halide ores. A most common type of halide ore, that is going to be NaCl, राइट, रॉक सॉल्ट जिसको हम बुलाते हैं NaCl। फिर उसके अलावा हमारे पास है कार्मेलाइट, KCl डॉट MgCl2 डॉट 2H2O. This is a double salt which is known as कार्मेलाइट, राइट। फिर कार्मेलाइट के बाद हमारे पास है AgCl सिल्वर क्लोराइड which is known as horn silver. Okay, so these are the third type. पर जो सबसे ज्यादा नंबर में प्रेजेंट है they are oxidized ores, oxides, right? Because most of the metals they have great affinity for oxygen, so we have a lot of them. Some of them we have already discussed also, like we just discussed bauxite, okay, so aluminium is present in form of bauxite. Then we have SnO2 which is tin stone. It is also known as cassiterite, tin stone और cassiterite, ठीक है। फिर उसके बाद हमारे पास है MnO2 which is known as pyrolusite, फिर उसके बाद we have a mixture of FeO and Cr2O3 which is known as chromite, ठीक है, this is a chromite ore. Then we have zinc oxide which is known as zincite, ठीक है। So all these common names you need to know. Then there are many which we can keep doing. We've already done hematite. Hematite is Fe2O3. We've done magnetite which is Fe3O4, ठीक है। फिर then we know what limestone is, calcium carbonate, CaCO3, that is limestone. Then we have magnesite. Magnesite is MgCO3, ठीक है। And then we have calamine. Calamine is ZnCO3, zinc carbonate. And we have barytes which is barium sulfate. So all these they are present in the form of oxides. Okay, so this was the introduction of the chapter in which we have done various kinds of ores, and the methods to extract will depend upon the kind of ores which are present. As I just told you, if you are doing these ores, sulfide ore, we are going to have a different method for extraction of metals, and if we are having oxide ores, we are going to have a different method. ठीक है? So today we will do only tellure. Okay?